Somebody, I haven't looked around YouTube. I should look around first because I know there's videos on chronic fatigue syndrome. I've watched quite a few of them, which makes sense. Now, I would imagine if I looked, and there'd probably be blogs and videos on my life with lupus, my life with multiple sclerosis, my life with Parkinson's, my life with Lou Gehrig's disease, and people obviously talking about their day-to-day lives, their doctor appointments, difficulties and such with whatever illness I have. It could be migraine headaches, it could be apnea, it could be a lot of journals, blogs, and videos out there on these things. I don't see it as a cry for help. It's something we can do in this day and age with the technology we have, and I think it's something that people do. Whether they keep a blog, a journal, a video, and I don't know, like I watched the other videos on my life with chronic fatigue, and I've never once seen somebody as a cry for help. You're talking about what you're going through, and I found it very interesting since you have a whole lot of the same symptoms and day-to-day struggles. Now, obviously, without needing to say, everybody lives in different circumstances. Somebody may have multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, migraine headaches, sleep apnea, Lou Gehrig's disease, and they have a mother who helps them out, a sister who helps them out, three sisters who helps them out, sister-in-law, a cousin, a best friend. They may live in rent-geared income housing and go to the food bank. They may live in a middle-class home. They may be rich. They may be able to afford a cleaning lady. They may be able to afford personal care. They may have community care paid for by the government come in, or paid for by comp come in. Who knows? Everybody has different situations. They may have grandchildren or a niece or someone who comes over and helps them, a nephew who comes in if they have a backyard, if they have a lawn, or they come mow the lawn, or maybe they live in an apartment building. Um, Everybody's going to have different situations, whether they can have someone come over and help, whether they have family members come over and help, whether they have rich or middle class or poor or somewhere in between those classifications, whether they have family members or not, whether they have family members who are able to help or do help, or friends who are able to help or do help. Everybody's going to have a different situation, and everybody who wants to do a blog or a video or an online diary or journal about their life with Lou Gehrig's, or about their life with multiple sclerosis, or about their life with Parkinson's or lupus, it's not a cry for help. I found it very interesting to watch the videos of other people going through life with chronic fatigue syndrome. There's people who are already bedridden. There's people who give up their driver's license because of the chronic fatigue and the brain fog. Everybody's at different levels, and it's the same. I know three ladies with multiple sclerosis, MS, and they are all at different ones in bed. And she can't walk. She can transfer to a wheelchair, and one can walk some. When she goes out, she takes a wheelchair. She can walk with a walker. So I'm like, everybody's different and different stages. Anyways, but they're relating their lives with whatever's going on in their life. My life as a pilot, my life as um, somebody who has to go to the food bank, um, and somebody say they do a video on my life with lupus or my life with multiple sclerosis. They could be 20, they could be 28, they could have two or three or four kids, they could be married, they could be single. Like, everybody's videos are going to be on their situation and place in life, and just life for them how it is. And obviously everybody's life is different, and their um, ability to do things, or do things in the past, or what was open to them in life, what I don't know the wording. It's just if you're raised in a home with a mom and dad that are, say, both working and say middle class, and they really worked and saved for their kids' education. It was very important that their kids went to college, is way different than a family that grew up with, a single mom and she had to go to the food bank, and they grew up just in a little tiny apartment, and they all had to share bedrooms and 2 kids per room or 3 kids per room. Like, you have so many life scenario stories here. This is what we do. Not everybody, obviously. This is a lot of people, what people do. It's just, I used to write journals and diaries all the time. Every day of my life, I wrote journals. I still have journals. I still have diaries. I have a diary right here. I have diaries full. I have, since I was probably, I don't know, like 10 or 12 or 14, I started diaries. And this is just progression of 2016. I still keep a diary, but I am now keeping videos, and I happen to realize that I've had headaches since I was a little girl. My teeth are all yellow from taking tetracycline all through my youth because I was so sick. I don't remember being sick, but Mom said I was awfully sick, and sore throats and ear infections and stomach aches and headaches all through my youth, and yeast infections and bladder infections. And Mom said I had yeast infections even when I was little. Like, I don't know how little. I'm taking it, she meant, when we still lived with my dad, so I left dad when I was about 8. So even before that, I had yeast infections. I was always sick. I had colds and flus and tonsillitis and ear infections and stomach aches and stomach flus and diarrhea. For whatever reason, I've always had these things. So, I don't know. Instead of, I guess, writing all down in a journal all the time, this I'm doing the 2016 of making a video. And if only nobody ever watched them, but say my 2 girls enjoyed them, say someday when I'm gone, they've got these videos to watch, then that's fine with me. But I'm just really making them because I have a cell phone, there's YouTube, there it is, and I'm able to do it. And I think I'm getting a little bit better at actually being able to. I usually look up a little because I hate looking down. See, if I look at the camera, I'm like this. And I really hate that because when I look at myself, I can see that my eyes are down. So I usually just kind of look up here at the timer or the top of the phone instead of directly at the screen because I don't like looking down. But I think I'm doing a little bit better with being able to look and not roll my eyes so much and be so self-conscious, just a bit. Anyways, like I say, nobody ever sees them, but maybe my daughters watch them after I pass away. That's fine with me. It's like my journals. I fill up a diary. I fill up a written book diary, and what do? You stick it in the bottom of a chest, a drawer, or a trunk. I don't know. Anyways, not a cry for help. Talking about my life with chronic fatigue, my life with headaches. And if you have money and you're able to hire a cleaning lady and personal help, and if you have a wonderful sister-in-law, cousin, friend, and you're sick with whatever illness out there, and they're able to come over and help you, that's your life. And I know there's tons of sick people who live in apartments alone and who go to the food bank, and they only get clothes that are given to them. And anyways, that's it.